Chapter talk covering chapter 6. Okay, learning objectives. 2 things. Number 1, compose direct messages that make requests. And then secondly, respond to those requests or inquiries. Number 2, we're going to talk about composing direct messages that make direct claims. Claims is simply another word for a complaint. So making a direct claim and then responding to that claim. So before we do that, let's review direct messages. We use a direct strategy when we are sending good or neutral information. The acronym to remember this is BIF, Big Idea First. We get right to the point. Because it is good or neutral information, we do not have to buffer feelings or reactions surrounding it. So we take a very direct approach using our big idea first in our opening paragraph. So now let's look specifically applying BIF, direct requests, to asking for something, okay? A request. Once again, we have our hamburger strategy, open, body, close. So if we are requesting something, we ask a question or we give a polite command. That is our opening. We get right to the point of the request. The body then is the explanation. Do we need logic to support our requests? And then the close is reminding the person of the requested action with any date and then of course appreciation. Okay, so let's look at a sample of a direct request. As I may have mentioned, I am a small business owner. I own a professional development service. And what you see here is an invoice. An invoice is a direct request. The opening, ask, question, or polite command. My opening is, please submit payment for the following. Okay, that is a polite command. The body, explain request with logic and courtesy. Okay, here is the body, and there's an explanation of my services rendered. And then you have the close, request the action with date and appreciation. Okay, so here is the payment requested. Please make checks payable by said date. Open, body, close. Any invoice, any bill that arrives in your mail is a direct request. We are very familiar with this. Open, body, close. We get right to the point. Now, granted, a bill may be perceived as negative. However, we understand that there is payment, that is contractual. Therefore, we can be direct and use the BIF strategy. Okay, then how do we respond to that request? Okay. Very similar. We have our subject line. Now, let's just take a step back for both the requests and the response to the request. You want your main point to be summarized in the subject line, okay? Then we move into the open, body, close. So you respond to the request, you summarize it. Body, any additional information needed. And then the close is a conclusion. Summarize or offer further assistance. So now let's look at a sample response to a request. So we just looked at my request for payment, that invoice. Here is the response. Note the subject line. 714 workshop invoice processed. So instantly in the subject line, they are indicating that the invoice is being processed, AKA you will be paid. Right? Let's look at the opening. Now this is the response or the summary. I have sent the invoice to our CFO for processing. Payment will be mailed to you on Friday, 7/23/21. Okay, so notice they are responding to the request. They're summarizing what I'm asking and indicating to me that the payment will be sent. The body is any additional information needed. Let's look at this. Do we have a W-9 on file? If not, complete the attached W-9 form and send to. And then we have a hyperlink to the receiver. So any additional information here. Now, I'm going to say this. If there isn't additional information needed, we can skip the body, okay? If this W-9 was not an issue, it may have just been the opening. We have your payment processed. It's on the way. And then jump right to the close. Now let's look at the close. Again, that's a conclusion. It's a summarize or it's an offer for further assistance. Thank you for yesterday's workshop. It was great. I really appreciate how you customized the message for management, drivers, and even volunteers. This information will be a great help to us. Excited for our next training, Jennifer. Okay, so Jennifer concluded, offered appreciation, and then indicated excitement for the next workshop. So we saw both the request and the response, both following that open body close. Now let's talk claims, folks. If you have ever had a poor customer service experience, if you were overcharged for something, if there was an error that you received on the consumer end, a claim is how you indicate that complaint, and you're seeking claim for either compensation or restoration or a fix, okay? So a claim is first the statement of the problem. Here's what happened. Then a review, meaning anything they need to know to understand how you arrived at that problem, and then your request for specific action. So the claim contains these three things, but once again, it follows open body close, okay? So let's look at this. Subject line, include necessary facts. Likely this might be name, date, account number. Something to fast track whoever is reading this to the necessary information. The opening, again, we use the direct strategy, big idea first. State what is wrong and include necessary information, okay? So if you were overcharged, indicate that with the total amount due, the date it happened, the order number, anything they need to know should be in the opening. The body then explains the facts and it provides them enough information to make a decision. And additionally, it indicates what you want, the corrective action you are seeking. If you don't ask specifically what you want to claim, you are leaving it up to the receiver. So we want to be very specific. And then in the close, we request the action, okay, what we are seeking. We need to do that with firmness, yet show appreciation. So claim, once again, is a complaint, okay? Open body close. Let's look at a sample. This is a very simple sample, but I think it's something we all can relate to. I live and survive by Costco delivery, and occasionally items are missing, actually relatively frequently. But I continue to use Costco because they always handle it. They always respond quickly and accordingly to the claim. So subject, items missing, 10/12 same day delivery, order number. So note, I have the needed information and a summary statement, the date, as well as my order number. Now let's go to the opening. Hello, my name is Liz Carlson. You'll see my member number. I used Costco same-day delivery service on 10/12/21. Several items were missing from the order. Again, indicating the order number, okay? So this is a summary of the issue. Now in the body, I'm going to explain that and let them know what I want. My shopper, Diane. She texted while shopping and was very helpful in selecting substitutions. However, the following items were paid for but not received. Lasagna, spinach, yogurt, and cheese curds. That was the biggest crime, folks, in the whole transaction, no cheese curds. So I give specifics of what happened. And then note, here's where I ask for what I want. Please refund the total of these items to credit card ending in number 7705 used for this purchase, okay? So again, the body is the explanation, additional needed info, and then the ask. What do I want? I simply want my money back. Now let's go to the close. I would appreciate your prompt attention to this matter. I love Costco delivery and plan to continue using the service once the situation has been fixed. Thanks in advance for your response and refund. Liz Carlson, member number, email, phone. So in the close, I again reminded them that I want this fixed. I will continue using Costco as soon as this has been taken care of. And then thanks in advance for your response and refund. It is assumptive, okay? So we have our opening, a summary of the problem with needed info. We have our body, That's the explanation, the specifics, and the ask. Please refund the total amount. And then we have the close, okay? A reminder of what we're asking for. And whenever you can tie it to future business, that is effective. Now, I'm a big loyalty person. I don't care if mistakes are made because we all are just human. But I really think customer loyalty is created in how the mistakes are responded to and fixed. Okay, so that is our close and then our sign off. So we just saw a direct claim. Okay, that was my email to Costco right here. Now let's look at an adjustment. That is how the wrong is fixed. Okay, so an adjustment might be in the form of a refund, a credit, a supplement. An adjustment is how they fix the problem or the wrong. And the goal of an adjustment is to regain that consumer confidence and loyalty and promote further business. So for any of you who are currently working in industry, it is safe to say that far more money is spent in advertising than it is spent in adjusting, in taking care of that current consumer or customer. So as a whole, most companies, if you've justified your claim, are going to make that adjustment without much hesitation. So when we adjust, once again, we have our subject line, open, body, close, same format. Subject line, identify the message and the main topic. Okay, you're summarizing once again. Opening, grant the request or announce the adjustment immediately. Again, this takes a BIF strategy because if you are asking for something, that's the one thing you care about in their response. The body, provide any details as to how you're fulfilling the request. Try to regain their confidence and apologize if appropriate, okay? And I put an asterisk by that because apologies can be important, but we don't want to further belabor that consumer's pain. Close, end positively, express confidence in future business, and include any appropriate promotion or compensation, and avoid negatives. Again, we want to avoid those words that have negative connotations. So let me show you a response to my claim. This is the adjustment. Subject line, refund for 10/12 same day delivery. Okay, so instantly I know I'm being refunded. Hi Liz, your credit card ending in 7005 has been refunded for $60.84. Boom. Again, BIF strategy. That's what I wanted. They told me that the first sentence. The body. Thank you for contacting us regarding your missing items on 10/12 delivery. A credit of $60.84 has been applied to your account. It may take 2 to 3 days for credit cards to process. We want to make sure you are confident in our same-day delivery service, knowing if something misses the mark, it will be fixed. Okay, so again, they're just explaining any necessary information and also regaining that customer loyalty. The close. Thank you for your loyalty as a Costco Premier member. We look forward to your next visit or delivery. Costco team. So this is the adjustment. Open, body, close. Now note, there is not an apology within this letter. However, I was beyond satisfied because it was simply what I asked. The adjustment was made. Okay, so chapter 6. Please take this to heart. Read the chapter carefully. Watch this chapter talk again if necessary, because part of your exam too is going to be writing a direct claim. So this week we are going to work on direct claims, specifically the block format surrounding it. So remember, when we compose direct messages, we use that to make a request or respond to that request or inquiry. We also use direct messages that make claims. Again, that's when we're seeking something, a refund, compensation. And then we use that direct strategy to respond to that claim. And the response is in the form of an adjustment, okay, where we provide the refund or compensation. Okay, thank you.